of mercy. Surrender to the dark powers.
Ah, so Theodora goes first when I start the battle.
For now.
Dang! She has a powerful weapon.
My faith strengthens me.
So does he!
Such is the will of fate.
Just a minor setback. Chaos guides me.
Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Sure. Don't mind if I do. I will go over here. I will buff someone. Probably you, because you're in the thick of it.
Nothing I can't do.
And then I will take a shot at you.
Suits my purposes. You didn't stand a chance.
One shot!
Death to non-believers. I serve the ruinous powers.
Good dodge.
I bring ruin. For the Imperium.
One fewer target.
2 down, or 2 left to kill. 1 down, or 1 left. Hopefully I can get him right here. And I got a buff from Theodora here, it looks like. 38% from here. Nah, let's go a bit closer.
In the face of adversity.
Still 38, huh? I guess I'll take it. Nah, it was a long shot.
Emperor, protect me. No mercy for heretics.
Here we go.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
I will. Any loot? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, they raised the bridge. So they're fighting across the chasm here. And I assume this is where we want to go. Yeah, it's open now. Keep firing. Oh, Jocasta. Whenever I see a named character, I feel like she's gonna come back. Maybe become a companion or something. Oh.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineering regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I'm right here, lady.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelrad's psyker powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
I don't like your tone, mister. Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Did he tase me, bro? I promised you a special destiny card. It is time to fulfill it.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see.
You are on my shit list. You kicked me in the balls. Voidgear, you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. I'm not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gate looming in the center of the chamber. There's a warp entity in my mind. Skill test. Unlike with passive tests, which are made automatically, you can decide... Okay. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head on you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Examine the device. Use my tech. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archotech relic. Incredibly rare from humanity's ancient past. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and a groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidgear wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depth of your mind. Let's just place my hand in there, see what happens. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, yes I do. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh? Turrets! Thank you. Oh, there's flame traps too.
There is still another way.
Sucks to be you, Conrad. Run away. Let's see what's inside. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them their dynasty, the great mission, to be paragon of humanity unbroken by adversity, to walk freely first in the darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost. To triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the roads of thorn, through pain to greatness. This text is a bit fast sometimes. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
I would like to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Bookmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the Warrant Chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright. Let's get out of here.
Stand in my way.
And if you want to follow me, I will seal the chamber afterwards. Now what? Ah, more heretics. Great.
Run, fools, or fall.
Oh, hello. Is it that Adel guy? Nice work. Abelard.
What? Whatever are you doing in the Warrant Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Conrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
So it would seem. But he's not here and we have a mutiny to end.
Indeed. Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Thank you. So I got a stub revolver, a sword, an armored body glove, and the medikits. And I've been wounded. Let's check out our inventory. Can switch. Cool. Stub revolver and a sword and a piece of armor. 15%, 40%, blah, blah, blah. Cool. And I can't use this one, but probably you can. Ah, it's just like that. So if I switch to you, I should be able to heal Kart.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What can we expect to find in the navigator's sanctum?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Ah, of course, more enemies.
Run, fools, or fall!
Aha, so before I start, I can actually move. Interesting. So let's see if I move cart here, for example. And then I can move you over here, for example. And then let's start battle. So, cart. Okay, it was a mistake to be over here. Because now I get a lighter, less chance. Does anyone have a gun? Do you have a gun over there? Yeah, you do. So I probably want to get rid of you first. So it was a mistake to get all the way over here. 48%, 30%, 60, 60. Try this. Nice. And let's buff you with the defensive one.
Nothing I can't do.
And this one.
All too easy.
He's a warrior and melee type. Let's see what he has. Brace for impact. +1 charge of this ability at start of combat. Cool. And a charge ability. That could be useful. I would like to get rid of
My place is at the fore.
this guy with a gun, because he's a threat to carts. So go.
Do my duty.
Thank you. And end. Oh, he's pretty tanky. That's good. I seem to recall that he has a cleave ability too, so please bunch up as much as you can.
I'll live another day.
Let's see. 60% for 7 to 11 compared to 70% 7 to 10. Down you go. And let's buff you up again.
Absolutely not.
Oh, he already has it. Cool. Now. Cleave.
Reduced to dust.
Haha. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And hold your brace for impact. That's the one.
I've suffered worse.
So he's taking very little damage. Let's go a bit closer. Actually, let's try to go all the way.
Not fair.
Because it seems like you can also cleave.
Opposing me was your
Sweet. Oh, and it appears we leveled up. Very cool.
must act.
And I can loot finally. You know I like me some loot. I will collect all, thank you. Alright, I think we're gonna leave it there for now. I am really enjoying it. This reminds me a lot of Tyranny so far in the, like, not the tactical gameplay so much, because that was real time, but the, like, everything is bad, everyone is evil, but you can be less evil if you want. I really like that one if you haven't checked it out also on my channel. But we're gonna leave it there for now, and I will see you guys next time.